Hi everybody, welcome. Tammy from Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. I'm in my office / sewing room, the corner where I come to you twice a month for a knitting podcast. With my knitting podcast, I will talk about updates to my website, Tammy's Homesteading Crafts, and also any projects that I am working on, any knitting projects that I am working on. So if you're interested in that, stick around. So before we get started, I just want to welcome everybody to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. For those of you who this might be the very first video you're watching, I hope you enjoy the content. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. It does benefit me by you subscribing to my YouTube channel. And it is free. You just have to click the subscribe button down below. You can also hit the thumbs up to like the video, and also the bell, which will give you a notification when new videos are put out on my channel. Hopefully I have the lights on today. It's very dark outside. Hopefully there's not too much of a shadow going on. I tried to figure it out so that I wouldn't really have like 3 heads behind me. I might have a couple. I might have one. I don't know. I'll know when I edit the video, but hopefully the lights aren't too bad and too distracting that I have so many shadows. But yeah, so just so that you know, it's pretty dark outside, and that's why I have the lights, and that's why we have quite the shadow, if there is one. I don't know. I try to make it to the point that I don't have a shadow. The lights are on in the room to brighten the room, but they're not shining on me to lighten everything up. So we'll see. Okay, let's get into our podcast. Okay, so the first thing we usually do with a knitting podcast is we will go over any updates to my website, Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. That is a website where I sell knitting bags, knitting stitched up project bags, bags of many styles, shapes, and designs, and also stitch stoppers and a lot of other things that you can get for knitting, crocheting, or other crafting. Okay, so the first bag that I'm going to show is going to be, this is a one-of-a-kind wrist bag. It has got the little frog on it with daisies. I have paired it with a honeycomb fabric on the inside. There is snaps that allows you to snap it together, take the wristlet off altogether. You're able to just hold it on your wrist like this and knit, and the yarn will come out either side. Very wide bottoms on these. You can actually hold 200-gram skeins of yarn inside this with the project on top of it. I use this a lot for my socks, and I do my socks 2 at a time on magic loop. So there's quite a long cord, and there's usually at least 2, if not 4 balls of yarn inside this little bag, and it always fits. And it's nice because I can just keep it on my wrist, and if I'm walking around, I can knit, I can shove it back in the bag, and I will be able to go on. So this one is new into the shop. A lot of these bags will be in the shop come the weekend, but they might come off if you guys grab them before they're shipped out to the 3 trunk shows that I'll talk about at the end of the video. You can have an option to get these bags. Otherwise, they might not be in the shop, and you might have to go to some of the other, if you're in the area, to some of these trunk shows to see what bags we have. Okay, so the next thing we have in the shop, and we did a line of bee bags. This is, let me move you ahead here. I feel like I'm way out there. Hopefully it's still okay. Okay, bee bags. This has got the bee material on the back, and then the bee tracks material on the inside. Bee on the top. Of course, my it's on this side. The tag with a stitch marker holder on the inside. We have 4 of these notion pouches in the shop. And then we have a full line of the bee bags. Okay, so they are 2-toned. We have the bee track material on the bottom with the bees on the top. It happens to be a small snap. Solid black on the inside. Of course, there is a key tag on all of them. On the inside, the snaps the snaps have the key tag and a wristlet on the outside. We've got the snaps there. This is a small snap. There's a couple of these for the website. Then we have medium snap. These, again, this is a medium one. Got the if I could talk. The B tracks on the bottom with the B's on the top. Again, black lining on the inside. And this one happens to be just a black wristlet. Kind of ran out of material here. There's a couple of these on the website as well. Okay, keeping with that same B material. Let me get to those ones. So actually there's 8 of these in the shop, in the website. 8 of those notion pouches. And we have a line of drawstring ones as well. B tracks on the bottom, B's in the center, and then of course B tracks on the top along with our pull cord. Orange, yellow on the inside of this. Of course, anything that is a drawstring just has the key tag on the inside. And of course, they all have my label on the outside as well. There's a couple of these small drawstrings in the shop. And then we have medium drawstrings. On the bottom with the B tags on the bottom. This one has black on the inside with the B tag here. This one, a little bit smaller on the bottom of the B tags on that. A little more B material there. This one has a solid drawstring. This one had the black on the inside, and this one actually has yellow on the inside. Couple of different little looking, but they're either going to be black or yellow, depending. When I put them on the website, I will specify black drawstring, yellow inside. This would have the B tracks drawstring, black on the inside. There's 2 of these that match, and then just this one by itself, and these are medium drawstrings. Okay, so the next thing that we have in the shop, just a couple of notion pouches that I had extra material and I was using up my yellow material. I had put the yellow thread in the machine. This is just a couple of these notion pouches, and they have gnomes on the back of them with bees, so I put the bee track material on the inside of these to get those in there. So there's a couple of those on the website as well. Then continuing with my yellow material, I got this yellow gnome fabric, bees and gnomes, when I was in Tennessee. Kind of forgot I had it, was going through my stash, and I was like, ooh, I need to make these. This is a summer material. I need to get this out. So it's got the actually gnomes and bees all the way around it, including the top piece here. There's 4 of these in the shop, and these are my notions pouches. Okay, along with those, we have a couple of small snaps. I paired it with the honeycomb fabric on the inside. Of course, snaps, we have a drawstring on the outside. Not drawstring, key tag on the outside, and then of course the key tag on the inside. Nice wide bottom. We have 2 of these. These are small snaps. And then we have a medium snap. Again, the bee fabric the honeycomb fabric on the inside. 2 of these for the shop. And this is a medium snap. Okay, still keeping with that fabric, but going into the drawstrings, I have 4 of these notions pouches for the website as well. Yellow on the inside, honeycomb on the top, and then the bee gnome fabric on the outside. We have 4 of these for in the shop. Okay, so now my notions pouch, or my drawstring bags. These are the honeycomb, have the honeycomb on the inside and the honeycomb for the drawstring. Okay, and the drawstrings are a yellowy gold, or orangey gold. But yeah, we have 2 of these small drawstrings. And then we have 2 medium drawstrings. Again, the gnome fabric, honeycomb on the inside. Really cute. Like I said, these will be on the website for a little bit until they are separated to go to the trunk shows. I might keep 1 here to go to my shows locally. We'll see what's going on when I get time to do those. Okay, so the next batch is going to go into a couple of different colors of bags. Keeping with our yellow, we had some NASCAR material, so I used the NASCAR material on the back and then paired it with the yellow. We have a couple of these notions pouches in the shop. And we did some small bags here. So the first bag is a small snap, paired it with, of course, the yellow on the inside, snaps on the yellow snaps on the outside. Of course, it has the key tag, wristlet. So that is a small snap. We have a medium snap in that as well, with the yellow on the inside. We have 1 small drawstring in the yellow on that as well. We put black cords on that, and it's yellow on the inside. Okay, keeping with our NASCAR material, but we now are into our red. So this is, I just got these finished top stitching, and I haven't put the snaps on them yet, but I will be putting most likely red snaps on those. A nice wide bottom. This would be a small snap. Red on the inside of those. This would be a medium snap. I just wanted to show these so that we had them in the on today's video. Again, red on the inside. And this would be a medium snap. We've got a couple of the notion pouches with the red on the top here, and of course NASCAR both inside and out. And then of course we've got some drawstring bags. These will get paired with the black drawstrings, and then of course red on the inside. And that's a small drawstring, and then we also have a medium drawstring for that as well, with the red on the inside. Okay, so that is all of the NASCAR bags. Now we have a couple other different bags. Americana bags, I would say. These are going to, I got this material a while ago and I just stuck it aside, and it just kept getting something put over top of it, and I was searching and I'm like, I really need to get these made. So these are a few Americana bags. The notions pouch, they are patriotic gnomes. So we've got patriotic gnomes with the red on the top, and then of course the patriotic gnomes on the back. There are 4 of these in the website. And again, I just got these done, don't have the drawstrings in them, but this is a small drawstring, red on the top, star blue material on the inside that I had, and I am going to do navy blue drawstrings on these. So this is a small drawstring, And we also have a medium drawstring as well. The same star material on the inside. We were able to get a small snap. Most likely we will be putting, I'm hoping to be put some blue snaps on here, but it might end up being, it depends on what I have. It might be red or it might just be white, but I paired it with a blue floral type, leaf type material that I had. I got a bunch of this very generic material to be able to do some linings with that's not always solid if I don't have to. But this is a small snap. We'll have a wristlet with that. And then I also got a medium snap. And again, don't have the snaps on here, but hope to be able to put, you know, blue. If I can't do blue, maybe red. If I don't have enough for red, white. This has got the same star material as the drawstring ones do. So there is that. Okay. The last set of bags that we have, still keeping with the Americana theme, this is a Notions pouch with Snoopy and the gang. So we have those there. Got the star material on the top of that, and it's got some fireworks cracking, blowing up there. Okay, so we got two of these small snaps to go into the website. Nice wide bottom, red star material for the inside, and of course, like I said, when they are a snap bag, they have the wristlet on the outside here, and then they also have the key tag on the inside. I ended up doing blue leather key tags inside and out with these ones. With all of my patriotic and blue, I ended up doing the blue leather straps that I have. This is a medium snap. And again, don't have the snaps on it. Not sure if I'm going to do red, blue, or white. Maybe even black, depending on what I have available for my snaps. I'm kind of running out. I need to order some new snaps. So certain colors I use a lot of, and I can't get those specific colors, just them. I have to buy the multi-pack, and I don't always use all of the other ones in the multi-pack. So we'll see what we can put in there. Again, the nice star material on the inside, and this is a medium snap. Okay, a small drawstring on this. The drawstrings will be navy blue. I have some navy blue cord. Again, star material up here, star on the inside. We have our Snoopy material. And then, of course, that was a small drawstring. And then, of course, we have a medium drawstring with the star material on the inside as well. Okay, that is all of the updates for the bags to the website. Okay, so we still have some stitch stoppers, and let's get into looking at those. So into our website, we have stitch stoppers as well, and I've done a couple of different, I've got quite a few new stitch stoppers. Most of these are going to be fall ones, and there'll actually probably be a tab for fall stitch stoppers, and then under the fall stitch stoppers is where I will put all of these underneath it, so that there's kind of, you'll find fall, and then you'll find kind of like what I did with my yarn koozies, that I have the fall and then everything is fall or seasonal, so that they're listed underneath it, because it was really hard to, they took up a lot of room by adding them singly, and I'm running out of spots on my website to be able to have product in there, and I've got to try to loop as many as I can together, so I can put Halloween, and then I can put the variants of the different designs underneath them, which will free up other spaces inside of the website to allow me to add more products. But these ones will be on their own, and this is, let me, so you don't see my face. It says, it's not dog hair, it is husky glitter. Really cute stitch stoppers, I thought, for those people out there that have dogs, huskies, that love their huskies. Here's a really cute stitch stopper for you as well. But we have those in the shop. And those, of course, will be on their own. They will not be under the Halloween ones or fall. And it might just be Halloween slash fall stitch stoppers, because some of these are just fall ones and some of them are Halloween. But I have gnomes that are kind of dressed like a candy corn. So they are candy corn dressed gnomes. We have gnomes that are holding candy corns. A couple of gnomes that are holding pumpkins. A gnome in a pumpkin field with sunflowers, I believe he's got in his hand too. Yep, sunflowers, some fall stuff. Okay. Then we have gnomes with a ghost in the back of a car. We have ghosts with pumpkins and gnomes. Not gnomes, pumpkins and flowers. We have the red truck holding a pumpkin. And I'm hoping these are coming out. I'm trying to cover my face so they'll focus on these, and I'm hoping they're in the camera. Okay, I have a ghost that is covered with flowers. And the last one I just got, and I want to say, I'm not really sure what this little guy is. He's got horns, so I'm thinking he might be a goat, but I'm not really sure if he's a goat or if he's a cow. He might be a cow. Kind of has a pig nose, so I really don't know what he is. But he's a little cute little animal with pumpkins. But he's cute. I'll figure out exactly what he is. I'll have to look to see what it was when I ordered him, if he's a cow or if he's a pig or if he's a goat. I don't know. But he's a cute little animal there with pumpkins. Okay, so that is all of the new stitch stoppers we have in the shop. I have a whole bunch more coming. I have a whole line of Christmas ones coming, which I will get put on here in the next month or so. That way you guys can start buying them before the holidays and different things, and they'll be in the shop. But yeah, we've got a number of new stitch stoppers coming. Some of the ones that we had have been refilled. Yeah, so we have a lot of stuff going on. But that is it for the updates to the website. Okay, so let's get into all of our knitting, because we got a finished object, but we got a lot of knitting done. Even with the amount of bags that we got done, we still did get a lot of knitting done. So let's go into our knitting. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is our finished object. We have a pair of socks finished. I got this pair of socks done. Love it. I never remember to put it on my sock blockers. I don't know why. I just never do. A little hair on them. I have not washed them yet. Haven't taken the time to wash and block. I will. I have my other pair that I got finished last podcast. But yeah, orange toe on this one, green heel, orange top. This one's got a green top, orange heel, green toe. But I do these. This is kind of like my shorty vanilla sock, where it's just a regular basic sock, no design to it, just a regular stockinette sock. I do my socks 2 at a time on Magic Loop. So yeah, I do have a project page on Ravelry, but I never put notes into Ravelry most of the time. I'm starting to try to, but with my socks, I mean, I pick a sock pattern so that I can open it up in Ravelry, but I usually just do 1 inch or 2 inches of ribbing. It all depends on how much I want of a cuff and top of my sock. I usually just like them to come up so that they cover my ankle, and because I wear these all winter in my boots. I don't have any other socks, but I really don't like long socks. I don't like making long socks. I don't mind wearing long socks, but I don't like making long socks. It takes too long to do the whole sock when you have a 6-inch heel here or 6-inch leg. Then you do your, and then you've got 6-8 inches on the foot. It just takes too long for me. And I only really need my ankle covered when I wear them inside of boots. So that's what I do. It's just kind of my version of a vanilla sock. So I have these ones done. This is the same color yarn that I use. This was left over from my friendship shawl, and the socks are pretty loud. I didn't notice the yarn being that bright and bold when I did it in the shawl, but they are pretty bright and bold. But I love them. I mean, I don't care. I like really wild socks and wear them and don't have to worry about it. Okay, so that was all for my finished projects. Let's go into our whips. I still have 9 of them, but the first one we're going to talk about is going to be our daily knit shawl, because we got a little bit of, we've got some explaining to do on this one, because yeah, we had a little bit of a issue and we had a tantrum and we threw it in the trash, pulled it out of the trash, and started over. So let me show you what I'm talking about. For those of you who are new, I got in January, my friend gave me a calendar, a knitting calendar, and every day was a different knit stitch, which I love. The idea of being able to learn and expand my knitting knowledge by being able to learn a new stitch. So I've been doing that, not regularly every day. Usually once a week I will get time into, because this is a project that I do in my office here while I'm at work, because I do work a full-time job on top of the YouTube channel and the sewing for the Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. I have a full-time job that I do work from home. And when I'm in meetings, I will sit here and I will knit while I'm in a meeting, as long as I don't have to present or talk in the meeting. I can just sit here and knit during my meetings. So that's how I was working my daily knit shawl, going through when I was in a meeting once a week and doing as many days as I can, trying to keep up with it weekly. Well, I'm a month behind. Easy said as done. Oh, today I did not tell you. Today's date is July 16th. Okay. So, yeah, I was on June 1st working through that, and I read the pattern wrong. And I had probably 100 or 150 stitches across my shawl that I was doing. And I did the stitch wrong all the way across. When I realized on the way back that I had done it wrong, I thought, oh, I'll just drop, because it was basically knit into the stitch, yarn over, knit into the stitch again, yarn over, knit into the stitch again. So it was 5 stitches added into 1 stitch. I read it as 5 yarn over and knits into that stitch. So I did 10 stitches into 1 stitch. So it made a huge stitch. And I thought, well, I can drop, 4 of the yarn, or 3 of the yarn overs and 2 of the stitches during that and still be able to figure it out. Well, I didn't. When I did that, I was dropping other stitches and it was a mess. So I took the needle out and I figured I would just pick up from the previous stitch, the previous row. Well, most of the stitches in this calendar, there's a lot of cabling. Well, cabling, if you are familiar with cabling stitches, you're holding them away into the back, knitting on the other side, so you're kind of twisting them. Well, the stitches are small and they're hard to find. Sometimes if they slip off the needle, they will go back a couple of stitches. So I thought I had picked up all of them. I didn't. When I looked, I had 2 or 3. It wasn't just 1 or 2, just one. It was 2 or 3 along the way that were now unraveling down about 1 inch. So now I was going to have to go down even further, back even further, and I got frustrated. So I was like, well, I'm done with this, and I threw it in the trash. And then I looked at all of the yarn that I already had in there, and I was like, because, you know, this was already in. I recaked it, and this was already in. So that's a lot of yarn that I already had in this shawl. And I thought, I can't throw that all away. I just can't. I have to redo this. So I took it out of the trash, and that's when I started caking it into these cakes. It was holding it double, so I was just able to cake it through. So I unwound the whole thing, and I really wasn't happy with the texture of the shawl anyways. It was going to be too thick, and I wasn't even sure I was going to wear it. So I decided, you know what? This is my time to do some changing of what I'm going to do. So I ended up changing my needle size, and I think I am on, let me get my glasses and see if I can figure out what. I am on a 10.5. So I went from a 6 to a 10.5 to be able to do this shawl. Well, I'm not doing even a shawl anymore. I've pretty much put it down to a scarf because it's going to be long. It's going to take up a lot of space and time, and I just don't want to have to worry about so many stitches going on. I figure if I only have 50 stitches on my needle, I can do more days and possibly get myself caught up. But I am not going back to January. I did those stitches. The point was to learn the stitches, to do them, and to move on. So I'm not starting back from the 1st. I was at June 1st. It's halfway through the year, so we're now starting at June 1st and we're going forward. So this is where I'm at. I have 50 stitches on my needle, and I just started doing the rows. And I am at June 17th, so I'm still a month behind, but it did allow me to do multiple days at one time when I only have to go across 50 stitches instead of like 100 or 150. It's still going to be kind of wide because it is, you know, a bigger needle. And I figure, you know, I can wrap it around my neck a couple of times. I mean, the whole point is just to be able to wrap around my neck while I'm in my office and just to stay warm. But I didn't want it to be to the point that it was too thick and too bulky where I would never really use it to wrap around my neck. But that is where we're at with our daily knit shawl. We are starting over again, and we are in the middle of June, and I just caked up what I had, and we are just going to start using them and go from there. I still have a ton of yarn left that's not even in these cakes, so we'll see where we get. Now that there's only 50 stitches, maybe I can do more of each section. We'll have to see what goes on when I get further into it. But right now, 2 rows is a good amount of a description for me to learn the pattern in these daily knit shawl days, my knitting day calendar. Okay, so that's where we're at with our daily knit shawl. Not very big at the moment. Actually, do I have it here? I do. I will put a stitch marker into where we were for today so that next week or next time we podcast, we know where we were and how much we got done. I need to try to remember to do that each time I podcast so that you guys can actually see how much I am getting done on those. But that is where we're at with that. So if somebody watches at a later date and it's like, hey, that doesn't look like the daily knit shawl. Well, it's not. We started it again, and it's now not really a shawl. It's just a daily knit scarf wrap. Probably a wrap, because it's just going to be 50 stitches back and forth. Basically back and forth is the plan, and it might be 4 rows. We'll see. Okay, so the next project that I have that has been on the needles for the second longest is my Easy V sweater. We have been working on this since maybe February, March. Not really sure. Not really sure when I finished it and then ended up restarting it because I almost started it immediately after I had to. But we are now done with our sleeve, not completely done with our sleeves, but we have our sleeves done to the point that we are now working the color work on our sleeves. The body has still got the yarn attached to it because we are not done with the body yet. I wanted to get the sleeves completely done so that I knew where I was at, put it on barber cord, try it on, see where I'm at with the length of the body to be able to add in. I used a skein of the ball, but I still have this whole ball left, which is a lot. Plus there's still quite a bit in this ball here that is still attached to my body of my sweater. But yeah, we are now into the color work on the sleeves. So the sleeves are now about here on me, and then we'll do the color work. It's only a 6-inch strip of color work, and then you have your ribbing down there at the bottom. But yeah, so that's where we're at with our Easy V sweater. Going along good. Gradually getting it done. I will definitely have it done here way before the fall. I mean, I work on it twice a week, Saturday and Sunday mornings, while I sit and do whatever. When I get up, have my cup of coffee, that is the project that I do on Saturday and Sunday mornings. It's getting too big and too detailed to take places with me, so I don't take it because it's a lot to get out, and I have so many skeins of yarn attached to it that I just don't need to have yarn falling on the floor and getting dirty. So I usually just keep it here at the house, and that is my project for Saturday and Sunday mornings, and I try to do at least 30 minutes on it both days. So I get an hour of knitting time on that, which this week I was able to finish the solid color on the sleeves and get in one of the first set of color work. I'm almost to the point of adding the second row of color work. There's not much color work on the sleeve, just 1-2 repeats of color work, and then you go to the cuff. Shouldn't take me too long. There's only 72 stitches on each arm to go around. It's really quick as far as going around. It's just being able to hold the 2 colors which is actually, because I'm doing my sleeves 2 at a time, I'm holding 4 colors at a time on some points. So like 2 rows, I have 4 colors. I cut that one, but I don't think I'm going to cut. I don't think I'm going to cut this time because they're really short rows. I think I'm just going to carry my colors, once I attach them, carry them to the second strip, and after the second row of running that color, then I will cut it and weave that in. Just less that I have to weave in and less chance of it unweaving during the color work, because you're carrying so many colors, but I can just carry that down, and it'll be the inside of the sleeve that I carry that down, because I started my beginning of round under the arm. So my beginning of round is here. So if I carry that yarn here under the arm, it's not going to be that noticeable. It's not like it's right here on the outside. It's under the arm. Shouldn't be that noticeable to carry the color work colors along the bottom and just have them going along the bottom of my arm. But I thought about it last time. I tied each one of them in, and it was kind of a pain to tie each one of them in, and I did not, I tied them in as I did the body, and I probably shouldn't have, but I wasn't thinking. Now I'm like, I'm just going to carry them down the inside of this sleeve. It's, it's only 3 colors. It's not like there's a big row of color down there, but that's what I'm going to do for that. Okay, so the next thing that I have going on that's probably been on the needles the longest, there's 3 of them that have been on the needles the longest, and those are my 2 sweaters, my summer sorrel, my salty air tee, and then my muscle burrow for my son. So let's show you those 3 projects next. Let's start with the muscle burrow hat for my son. Don't get a lot of knitting time on this, but I was at the Leaf this past weekend, and this is what I took because it was just an easy knit project. But this is where I was last time we podcasted, so I got almost 2 inches done on this. Still have quite a bit to go. Let me move my stitch marker up so that we know where we're at. But yeah, it's coming along good. I love the way it's looking. And it'll definitely be a very, very warm hat. I've got to find out, would he want it long that it's going to cuff up, or would he want it so that it's just tuck in and sit on your head, kind of like a beanie type thing, but just 4 layers, which will allow me to decide how where I want it to be. So if he tries it on, because he can try it on this way, you won't hurt the top of the hat. Try it on and see where we need it to be. It could be to the point that we're almost ready to bind off. So I have to see where he wants the hat to fit. Does he want it to be just like a beanie? Or does he want it to roll it up? So I've got to find out what he wants for his hat. It would be a little bit longer if I have to go beanie, but not too much. I could start doing the decreases and probably be right there if I was to do just a beanie. If he wants it to fold up and have the extra layers, then I still need to keep going. I have a ton of yarn left. Still a lot of yarn left of both of these, and these are Kimber's Cozy Creations. This is her composition notebook, and then this is, I believe, Honeycomb composition notebook and Honeycomb. Boy, I'm getting good. But they are both Kimber's Cozy Creations. This was her colorways. This was her monthly colorway. This was September. And this was in June or July last year. I got her monthly colorways last year. So those were 2 of the colors that I have. But yeah, got that going. But that is the first thing that I have. Gotten quite a bit. Not quite a bit done, but it's not a project that I need to have done anytime soon. He's not going to be wearing that hat till November, most likely. So I have plenty of time to get that done, but I'll find out if he wants it long so that he can roll it up, or if he just wants a hat. Usually he wears a hat and he has it rolled up on his ears. So I'm hoping that's what he wants. And we'll just keep going, and maybe I can use up all of that yarn and not have to worry about it. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to show you is going to be my salty air tea. Doesn't look like I got much done, and I really didn't. I only got like this is where I was last time we podcasted. So right here, I got about 1.5 inches done. It is lace and it is 300 and some stitches. So usually if I do my 30 minutes or even an hour, I'm only going around 2, maybe 3 times. I try to get something done on it every day. I am so close to finishing the lace pattern on this. And I'm holding my 2 skeins of yarn together, and this is from Kimber's Cozy Creations. This is her year in color this year, and it is her, I believe, Sunshine, and it was one of, I think it was May's colorway. I'm not really sure, but it was either April or May's colorway. And then this is from Cornbread Honey, and this is her Dream Weaver fade number 4. So there was a whole line of fades in that, but I just grabbed one of them. But yeah, I'm holding those 2 together, running the yarn up the back. You really, it's not very visible to see when you look at it. Being able to hold that right up the back, especially with the color, with the lace pattern, you don't really notice that you're holding it through there. But yeah, like I said, almost done with the lace pattern on that itself. But yeah, going pretty good. While I'm talking, I'm gonna change my stitch marker up so that we know where we're at. I just want to make sure that I can show you guys how much progress I'm getting. But once this comes once I separate from my sleeves, this will become an easier project that I can take with me because it's just stocking it in the round and I don't have to think about it. So, you know, this will go a lot faster once I have separated for sleeves and I don't have to worry about that. But loving it, love the color, love how it's looking right now. But I am really close to getting it separated for sleeves. Like I said, almost done with the color, with the lace pattern on it, and it's not too much after that you separate for sleeves from the lace pattern. So yeah. Okay, so then the next thing that I have is my summer sorrel. This I got a little bit more done on. This is where I was last time we podcasted. So a little bit more, almost 2 inches. I am, as you can see, down, you know, now I'm almost done with my drop stitches. I am on the last section of drop stitches here. I think my next stitch was going to do the drop stitch here, and I think I have one more after that, and then all the drop stitches are done. And this one's going to take a little bit longer because, as you can see, guys, it's purling, and purling just takes me longer. So even though I will be separated for sleeves, and it will be a relatively easy project to do, it will still take a little bit of time because it is purling all the way across. But I probably shouldn't stick it into that one. I gotta work into those ones. Okay, so I move my stitch marker up again. 3 projects, move the stitch marker on 3 of them. Actually, I need to put a stitch marker on my, or did I? I think I did. I did put a stitch marker there. So we're doing good. We're moving our stitch markers. But I love the pattern of this. It's really pretty. And I'm using, right now I'm going, 7 rows or 6 rows before I pull in my darker color, and then I only do 2 rows of the darker color. But once I am done with my drop stitch, because I wanted the drop stitches to be that darker color so they kind of stood out on the sweater itself. Once I'm done with the drop stitches and I start doing the actual body of the sweater, I'm going to change my yarn every 3 rows. So the stripes will change a little bit, but I don't think you're going to notice them a whole lot because they're up in here where they are bigger. And there's so much going on there that I'm hoping you really don't notice that it's 2 or 3, 6 to 3. But the yarn that I'm using is, of course, from Cornbread Honey, and this is her July Patreon. So if you are a Patreon customer, each month you get a skein of yarn, and that was our July. And then this is another skein that she has, and this is, it's right here. What's the colorway? Is it showing? Seaside. This is called Seaside, and it is just a light, almost like a robin's egg blue. But yeah, so I'm using those 2 colors, variegating them out to try to get that done. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. And I figure I had bought this mini skein, or got this mini skein, which goes with both of these. If I need to, say, if I'm done with the body and I needed to, because the sleeves are not really that long, but if I need to do the cuff or the ribbing on, say, the body or the arms, I have this to do, which would go with both of these as well. So I have that as well to do. And I also, that other color that I got, that I used, nope, that's more green, so that will not go. That's more of a green color, what I used with my other tank top. But so that's where we're at with this. Loving it. And like I said, once I get the yoke done and I'm into just knitting or purling, it's kind of a no-nonsense knit that I can take with me. It's just the purling is going to take me longer to purl around 300 stitches than it would to knit around 300 stitches. Less when you separate for arms, but still you have probably close to 200 in the body or more around to be able to knit. But yeah, going along really well, liking both of those projects. I have any notes that I have made, I have updated them on my Ravelry page so that I know what I've done. In case I want to make the sweater again, I know what I did for each thing. But that's that project. Okay. The next 2 projects are 2 that I started last week, or last podcast, and I'm just now getting some progress on them. So let me show you those 2 projects. Okay, so the last 2 projects that I have going on are, this is my new tank top that I have, and I can't even remember, Flora, I don't know, it's a very strange name. It's a foreign name, and I don't know how to pronounce it. It will be linked down below the pattern that I'm using. I do love the pattern, but when I started last podcast, I had just had my I-cord cast on and just did the very first, actually I'm not sure I even had the first row. I think I was ready to start the actual pattern itself, but I had the I-cord cast on done and a knit row and a purl row. I meant to do, after I had my I-cord cast on done, I meant to do a purl row and then start my project. But I didn't do that. because it was just in my mind, every time I cast on a project, my first row is to knit to even out my stitches, because when I cast on, some are tight, some are loose, and I just want to make sure that I have a good tension. So after my cast on, I just started to knit, and then I realized, wow, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to purl that next row, because that's the row. After you did the 4 rows of knit, purl, they wanted you to end on a purl row before you started your design. And I thought maybe that might make a difference of how the design pops out. I don't know. So I wanted to end on a purl row. After I did my knit, I realized I was doing a knit row when I was 3/4 of the way around and I wasn't taking it out. So I did a knit row, then I did my purl row, and then I started my design. And I have to go, they want to go 26 centimeters, which is a little over 10 inches. I am almost there, and I think you separate, I don't know if it's separate for sleeves or if it's separate for sleeves and the V. But I know the V, if it's at 10 inches, that V is going to be way too low for me. I'm not going to want that low of a V. So we're going to have to adjust that and maybe not do the V right away at the dot. But I think I measured, and where I want it to lay and where I want the underarm to be, I need to be 11 inches. So I'm going to be trying this on to see where it needs to be so that I can make sure that I have the correct number of inches before I separate for sleeves and do all of that. I really haven't read the full length of the pattern. I just was doing this, knew that I needed to go 26 inches. If I got my 26 inches done, then I was going to read to make sure I knew where I was at. But I am going to need another skein of yarn. This is where I have left at this point, which is okay. I was afraid I was going to need another skein of yarn, and I can get it. It's not a big deal. This is Cornbread Honey Galaxy, and I will be getting another skein tonight when I go to knitting. And that way I will have the 2 skeins to put together and to finish this. But I really, let me put my marker on where I'm at, since I really didn't have a marker on here. Let me get one. Oh, this one will work right here. Since I didn't have one on here from previous. Sorry, I had to think about where I needed to put that so that it wasn't in my way when I do my stitches. But yeah, I love the pattern the design that it's coming out as. Really, really happy with that. But I will be, like I said, once I get it to and I'm hoping that it is going this way, because we're doing a nice carry stitch along the side. I'm hoping that is for each side. And that will allow each side to possibly not roll up and not pull up. I think that's why they do that. I'm hoping that. And then I can do my V front and back. The back V, I don't care if it's a little lower, but I definitely don't want the front V too low. I won't feel comfortable with it. And I plan on wearing this to a wedding in August. So this is why I'm trying to get this done off the needles. But yeah, loving the pattern, love the design that it's making, very, very happy with it. This has been my major knit project, although I have worked on all the other ones, but majority of my time when I go places, it's very easy to do when I'm in a knit group. It is an 8-row repeat, but very, very easy for me to do on an 8-row repeat. I can easily read my stitches and not have to look at the pattern as much as I would think I would need to. But that's where I have been taking with all of my projects to knit with, and to my to all of my knitting groups. If I could think and I could talk, all of my knitting groups, that's what I've been taking. Okay, so then my last project, because this is my last project, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, we didn't cast anything else on. Oh, well, 8 with my socks that I'm designing and haven't gotten very far with. But okay. So the next project is my shift that I am doing for my husband's friend. I had done this part the last time, was just starting it, had just gotten this triangle done. I got the next section, section 2 done, and I'm ready for section 3. They want you to, with the next section, they want you to change your yarn Sorry, looking for a stitch marker so that I can put in this and I can see where I'm at. They want you to change and keep the burgundy color B and color. This is A and B, and then this is A and C. So they want you to, they want you to go back to color A and B up here, which is what I'm going to do. But they want you to switch them so that color A, which is the gray, would be the pops, the little bumps, and color B, which is this multicolor down here, would be behind it. And I'm not going to do that. It's going to look just like this on the third section. So I'm going to do exactly what I have here on the third section. If I start getting to the point that I'm running out of color A, which is the gray color, I will put my stitch marker in there where I was at. I will start swapping and doing the other two colors more. I am holding fingering double to try to get as much, to get to DK weight. It's going to be a nice thick, stop it, it keeps tipping around itself. Going to be a nice thick cowl. I can keep it from tangling. But my colors are, my gray color is from Yarn Loving Lady Lisa, and it's a Misty Forest. So it's a gray, green, speckled color. One of my other colors is from Kimber, and this was last year's November colorway, and that was Thanksgiving Sides, and it's got orange, burgundy, a rust color, green in it, so it's got a lot of color in it. And then the burgundy color was something that was gifted to me, and I really don't have a tag. I have no idea what it really is, but I was like, you know what, he wanted burgundy, so this was the only burgundy I had, but I needed 3 colors to do this for the yardage. I could have done it with 2 colors, easy enough, 2 colors, but I didn't have enough yardage in 2 colors. So if I do the third color, that'll give me the yardage, and then I will just alternate. When I realize I'm getting too low on something, I will start possibly alternating the 2 variegated, or the 2 solid, the burgundy and then the variegated, that I'll, maybe if I'm running out of the gray, I'll do that. We'll see what we have going on. I don't know. I'm just gonna try it out. I mean, I'm gonna do the stitches that it calls for, and I'm just gonna keep going. When I realize if I'm getting low on something, I'll switch and do something different. I have 3 full 200 or 460 yards. I should have enough to be able to make it work. We're gonna see. But that is my very last knit project that I have going on. And like I said, I did one whole section the other day. I really do like the shift cowl. This is the second one I've done. It's nice. When I start knitting on it, I really like the pattern, and I want to finish that whole section. So I did section 2. Now I'm ready for section 3, which I will go through and knit on section 3 probably in the next 2 weeks and get that one done. Like I said, that's another fall project that doesn't need to be done until the fall. Not super worried about getting it done. Just want to get progress on the project. Okay, so that is all I have for the knitting part of this video. Let's talk about where you can find us over the next couple of weeks. So let's talk about that. Okay, so where you can find us for Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. We have 3 trunk shows that are starting. Like I said, this video will air the 21st. Excuse me. So Friday, July 26th, we have a trunk show starting in Pittsburgh at McWalker's Yarn for the Steel Valley Yarn Crawl that is going on from July 26th to August 4th. We will be in their store August 3rd at McWalker's in Pittsburgh for the final day of the trunk show. So the trunk show will start on the 26th. My bags will be in the store starting the first day of the yarn crawl, and then we will be there on Saturday the 3rd to finalize our trunk show. So if any of you are in the Pittsburgh area, would like to stop in and say hello, we will be there all day, talking and getting to know any of you guys that come into the shop to support McWalker's during the yarn crawl. And that is all of that information will be linked down below, and I will put on the screen the dates that I will be at McWalker's, the dates of the yarn crawl itself. All of that will be listed, and like I said, there will be links below to take you to their pages and different things like that. Okay, also July 26th, we will have our bags at Longtail Knits in Ohio for the Heartland Yarn Adventure Tour, and that runs from July 26th to August 4th. We will be in her store on August 4th to close out the the trunk show. Then the Heartland Yarn Tour runs from July 26th to August 4th. It covers Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, and I think it's Michigan. There's 4 states. I will put them all on here. I will again link the information for them there. Put that down, and we'll be able to have all of that information down there. So that is the last 2 places local around here that we will be in for the month of July. Also, July 27th, I will be at the Leaf here locally in Erie, Pennsylvania. If you guys are local to me in Erie, Pennsylvania, or you just want to come in for the day, we have a lot to offer here. We have the peninsula, which is beautiful for you guys to come walk around, enjoy. But the Leaf Open Market, I will be there from 10 to 2 for July 27th. Also into August, and I will put the August dates on there as well. I know I looked it up the last time, and it's not the 4th or the 3rd, but it's the Sunday, the week after that, and I want to say it's the 7th or the 8th of August that we will be in at the Leaf Open Market again. But yeah, so I will put the first one of August. We have 2 in August also, but I wanted to let you know about the next one. But I'll put the July 27th one, and then I will put the August one in case I don't do another August video before that date goes, so that you guys can find me there one of those days. Okay, so the next place we're going to be, and this will start August 3rd. I believe it's August 3rd. I think they start Saturday, August 3rd, and that is the Great Tennessee Yarn Tour. If it's not August 3rd, I will put that on the screen here to let you guys know. But I believe it's August 3rd through August 31st. The Great Tennessee Yarn Tour is in Tennessee, and there, I believe, 18 shops this year that are in the yarn tour that you can go around and visit. And I love that they give you a whole month to go around. It allows you to have time to recoup your money that you spend at one store here and there. So like one weekend you can go to, say, 3 stores and buy something from 3 stores, and then the next week you can go to 3 or 4 more stores. It allows you to go to a couple of different stores instead of trying to do them all in a week. The Heartland Yarn Adventure has 84 stores. There's a lot of stores. You're not going to get them all in a week. It would be nice if they did that maybe over, you know, a couple of 2 weeks or something like that. But that's, you know, neither here nor there. But the Great Tennessee Yarn Tour is from August 3rd through August 31st. 18 stores that are available. Our bags will be again this year in Clinch River, at Clinch River Yarn Company. They were gracious enough to accept my bags last year, and they asked if they could have them again this year, and I was thrilled that they asked that. So we have our bags going there again. We have some special design bags that are just getting sent to Tennessee. If you don't follow Clinch River and you're in Tennessee, hop over and follow them, because they are going to be doing some promoting of the bags that I'm shipping to them, because I have just some special design bags that are just for Tennessee that are getting shipped out there. So those are what we have going on for the month of July and August. Our bags will be in Tennessee for the whole month of August. So I will keep putting in Clinch River. So for those of you who are down in that area and want to stop by, you can see my bags there in their store. But that is where we are going to be for the end of this month and the month of August. We have some stuff coming up for the fall. We've just starting to finalize our fall shows. And we'll have that information in August so that you guys know where we're going to be in the next couple of months. But that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you guys have not subscribed, please consider doing so. It does benefit me by you subscribing to my channel. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much. And as always, I will see you on the next one. Have a good day. Bye.